Holy shit, Christ on a cracker. It is story time, ladies and gentlemen. I don't even know how to approach this story, because this is definitely the wildest story I'll be telling. I'm not opening these, by the way. I just don't want to. Doesn't guarantee the new effect or anything like that. It looks like it has extra chances to roll it, but like I don't care. So we're gonna be opening up a few things. Goal isn't unusual. Goal is to tell a story. The story being, how I randomly went to jail. I I spent like 12 hours in a holding cell and shit like that with some very, 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 very interesting folks. I have too many keys for robo cases and not enough robo cases. Basically, uh, I was in a different state from this state that I currently reside in. I just got, what the fuck are the chances of that? I'm not gonna say what state in case that the exact area can be tracked down because I do have specifics and stuff like that. Um, but I was in a state that wasn't my state. It wasn't Ohio, and I was with my acting troupe because I went like on an acting vacation. We did a play, then we were gonna go on vacation. We were having a party after the plays went amazing. A barn party at one of the members of the trope's uncle's farm. We started at like pretty much 10. Everybody was really there, like the stage crew, actors, everybody. Um, and around 11:30 or 12 or something like that, a couple cops pull up on a dirt road near the barn. Um, Now you might be asking, what the fuck? It's like noon. Why they pull up? I don't know actually. I genuinely do not know why they ended up pulling up when they did, but they did. They pulled up, and I assume they thought they were going to do what they must. Um, so I went with my friend, who's the nephew of the guy that owns the place, to basically spearhead the cooperation effort and get this over with fast so we can have a fun day. That didn't end up happening, considering, spoiler alert, I already said what the story's about. I'm getting so many misses. Um, Basically, I said all of our minors aren't, they haven't touched alcohol. Nobody's like on drugs here and all that stuff like that. And I was trying to like go through the list. Obviously, I didn't like shorten it like this, but I was being hella respectful and everything like that. But he thought I was being an absolute sarcastic cunt. Which I guess, to be fair, it could come off that way, right? So, essentially, what happened after that was he breathalyzed everybody. All the miners were sober. Uh, Everybody got like a few people got asked a few questions. Next thing I know, I'm being taken into custody. My friend's being taken into custody. I don't exactly know what my friend's charges were, but the reason why I even got detained in the first place was because of reckless endangerment for starting a fire while drunk, when, mind you, I don't even think I was technically drunk by legal limit standards. I was, like, tipsy at best. And also, I started the fire before I even started drinking. I want you to remember that. Because that's stupid. But I guess, like, he thought he was going to get, like, a 30-man bust. Or, like, both of the officers thought they were going to get a 30-man bust. A little bit disappointed when, all the miners were sober, I guess. I don't know. Um, what happened from there was I was taken. Uh, I was put into the system, basically. And, put into a holding cell. Now, this holding cell is a general holding cell. it's not just for people that have misdemeanors, which is what I had, was a misdemeanor. Now, the reason I was in prison for a misdemeanor is because I was in a state that wasn't my own, with no familial relations and or no residence there. Henceforth, they were allowed to hold me until I was to meet before a judge for my court date. It's a bit ridiculous over a misdemeanor, unusual, yay. But like it's understandable, I suppose. But the holding cell I was in was an absolute treat. To put it simply, there was people of all sorts in there. There was escaped convicts. There was drug addicts. There was a few schizophrenics. In general, and I didn't really get everybody's story. There was one very homophobic guy. During Pride Month. Happy Pride Month. It's over now though. But it was Pride Month while I was gone. And last one was a guy that was sleeping. We'll get back to him later. In the meantime, I called my dad. My dad's furious. He's like, this sounds like absolute horse shit. I'm driving my ass all the way over there, the 5 fucking hours or whatever it was to get to me. So he headed straight over here after collecting money from my account to pay my bond. My bond being $2,000 over again, misdemeanors. In the meantime, I got put into the system, officially a criminal, read my rights by a magistrate, and obviously they set my bond. My dad gets there, pays my bond, and I'm still kind of just being held. But while I was being held, there was a random discussion going on by 2 of the people being held as well. One guy, I think he said that he was like partially schizophrenic, but I don't really know his entire story. He was a regular there though, apparently, in that holding block or something like that, because he knew the people on second shift and everything like that. Yeah, so they were talking, and the guy was kind of pissed at somebody. And I kind of had them on in the background primarily. And I thought, like, oh, he's just mad, and he's just talking right now. Like, it's not actually real or anything like that. And he's like, I'm going to fucking kill him. I swear to God, I'm going to fucking kill him. And I was like, okay, well, like, he's just pissed. And then the other guy starts giving him his information. His workplace, the county he lives in, his hours, when he's usually available. I'm like, hold up. This is getting a bit too real. Man gets up to take a piss. I shit you not, even though it's an old-fashioned practice, he had teardrops. And I found out later, cool, by the way, I found out later he already served 14 years and was being held for transfer. Which is kind of crazy. Fast forward about 5 minutes after he took a piss, and he was finally awake because he was asleep the entire 3 hours prior to him like starting to talk to somebody. He comes over to me, puts his hand around the back of my neck. Literally, I shit you not, like that one My Hero scene actually, where Shigaraki puts his hand around Deku's throat pretty much from behind. My neck is still bruised from it. I think he was choking me. I couldn't tell because I was so scared. He was trying to bully me out of my socks, and let me tell you, he succeeded. He got my socks out of me instantly. I was not having any of that. I was not trying to contest him. Nothing. So he got my socks out of me. And after that, I was socksless for a while, and I had to take a piss over by the toilet, and that was disgusting with no socks on, by the way. I'm going to let you know right now. I think I'm probably just going to be done unboxing stuff now. I don't know. Don't really have anything else interesting to unbox, I don't think. Anything with that? No. Don't have any gunmetal. But basically, I was sitting there. My bond had been paid and everything like that. I should have been like free to go in theory. Uh, I was there till 11:58 exactly. I know because I had to check out. Um, why you might ask? Well, let me tell you. Second shift is apparently a bunch of head asses, and they don't do their work and they push it off to third shift. According to the regular, and from what I can tell, it's very accurate. It's very accurate. I'm just gonna be done unboxing and just finish my story now. I don't really feel like unboxing now that I've gotten two unusuals. Um, it's not even like a good unusual, admittedly enough, but it is cool. But basically, they decided to take me out of the system, drop all the charges, and return my bond. Now, this apparently, according to the third shift lady that let me out at about 11:59, should have been done by 7:30. But second shift is such a bunch of head asses that I had to wait another 4.5 hours. 7:30 at the absolute latest after they reviewed the body cam footage and everything. By the way, um, so I was apparently sitting in that cell for like 12 hours or whatever the hell. My dad had to wait outside for like basically what, like 7 hours, 8 hours that he was there. And he like left work early. Well, I mean, left work. He works for himself doing titles, but he dropped work that he needed to have done by that day because deadlines and shit like that. Like drove all the way over. Man had to get a hotel because he wasn't going to be staying with a bunch of fucking 20 somethings at a barn party basically. So there was that part. But yeah, like all this craziness, and it ends in like me having to wait for no reason at all. My bond was paid in the first place, and then they just needed to process the return. I luckily I was released before they ended up like undoing everything. I got taken out of the system. All my charges got dropped, and I was to have my bond returned to me. Um, Luckily, no other altercations really happened in the holding cell at all. Uh, but yeah, it was just a bunch of wasted time and effort and stuff like that. And the third shift person literally said that I should have been out by 7:30. And apparently, while she was like in the process of waiting because second shift fucked up so hard, she reviewed the body cam footage herself, which I mean she didn't really need to do, but she even agreed. Holy shit! And I shit you not, she literally called the arresting officers cunts because they were being cunts. And I'm like, you're my people. I too use the cunt word. But all in all, none of it needed to happen. None of it should have happened. And at the end of the day, the public intoxication was because there was a dirt road close to the barn, 1.18 miles from the barn that I walked to that the police were on. That was quote unquote a state access road. They thought it was a state road, so they thought they could get me for public intoxication. They don't even own that road. There's a right of way easement, which I know 90% of you won't know what that is, but basically the state's allowed to use it, but it's still owned by the person that owns the property, being the uncle of one of my acting friends. So it was all bullshit to begin with. They had no right to be there. I wasn't endangering anybody, and the cops were just a bunch of head asses. And I got put through some weird ass shit. I was so sweaty and nervous and shit like that when talking to the one guy that had served 14 years and had a literal teardrop tattoo, which is, I didn't even know was still done, but I guess that's just how it is. There was an escaped convict from the north eastern part of the state, and they ended up in the southwestern part of the state at some point in time. Uh, from running, and they were being held there. There's another guy that was serving, I think, 12 years. I think he said he served once, and he got picked up for something stupid because he broke probation. Like it was, there were some people that were nice, and they helped me through it. Especially they kept away the I called him blue shirt or whatever the hell, um, which was the guy that was always sleeping that had the teardrop. But like, what the fuck? So that's my story. That's my experience. These are my unusuals: the banjo and the brain beanie. I think this hat's kind of meh. Oh wait, I can't equip it on my scout because it's the whole head hat is on. It's kind of meh. Good effect. Meh hat, but I do like it. You know, it's all class. What can I say? Um, yeah. So thanks for listening to my story. I know it's weird because I also had like a mug story. I had like all these stupid crazy stories, but they're all genuinely real, and it's a bit disturbing that they're all sadly real. And on top of that, uh, I will say this time I was more scared than last time. Uh, but yeah, no, not like in the cell, but when the guy was choking me from behind. In the cell, I was nervous as hell, but I thought I'd get out easily enough eventually, even though it took way longer than it was supposed to slash should have. Um, but yeah, it was an experience I don't want to go through again. The lesson to be learned is don't definitely don't commit a misdemeanor in another fucking state. That's for damn certain, because that's obnoxious. But yeah, no, that's the only real lesson I learned from that. Besides, holy shit, I don't want to fucking be criminal boy. And yeah, that's all. I hope y'all have a great day, week, month. This event sucks. I really don't like that the unusual effects aren't available and everything, and I don't like the idea of unboxing them right now. But I also don't like what I did unbox. All in all, well, I mean, I'm fine with the unusuals I unboxed. I'm talking about the cases that I had to unbox with and stuff like that. But you know, I wanted to get the story out there. I don't care if it's at a neg loss for me. It's fine. I just wanted to tell my tale, get it out there. Uh, because I mean, it's just something you gotta tell. Honestly, it's not something that you can really like. If I put off on telling this, like maybe it'd be worse. Maybe I'd be able to tell it better after um like having like a second to like think of how to phrase things and shit. But I don't know. That's all I got. Hope y'all have a great day, month, week, year, and happy July 4th too, I guess. Bye.